What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into the upcoming murder trial of rapper YNW Melly. After over 3 years of delays, it's starting to look like Melly's day in court could finally be on the horizon. This is a highly anticipated and controversial case that has gripped the hip-hop world, so let's explore the details and try to predict what might go down. For those who may not be familiar, YNW Melly, whose real name is Jamell Demons, is a 23-year-old rapper from Florida who burst onto the scene a few years ago with hits like Murder on My Mind and Suicidal. However, in February 2019, Melly's rise to fame took a dark turn when he was arrested and charged with the murders of his two friends, YNW Sakchaser and YNW Juvy. The alleged incident took place in the early hours of October 26, 2018. According to police, Melly and his friend Cortlen Henry, known as YNW Bortlen, shot the two victims and then staged the crime scene to make it look like a drive-by shooting. Melly and Bortlen reportedly drove the victims' bodies to the hospital, where they were pronounced dead. Prosecutors claim that the motive was financial, that Melly killed his friends in order to cover up another crime and gain sympathy to boost his career. Melly has maintained his innocence, pleading not guilty to the charges of first-degree murder. His defense team argues that the evidence against him is circumstantial and the real killers have not been identified. After over 3 years of delays, it seems the long-awaited YNW Melly murder trial could finally be getting underway in the near future. Just last month, a Broward County, Florida judge denied a motion from Melly's lawyers to dismiss the case, clearing the way for the trial to potentially start as soon as this year. This is a major development, as Melly's trial has been pushed back multiple times due to the COVID-19 pandemic, lawyer changes, and other legal maneuvers. But with the judge's latest ruling, prosecutors are now free to set a trial date, and many expect it to happen before the end of 2023. Of course, the specific timing is still up in the air, and the defense could still try to delay things further. But the general consensus among legal experts is that Melly will have his day in court sooner rather than later. And given the high-profile nature of this case, you can bet it's going to be a media circus when it does finally go down. So what can we expect when the YNW Melly murder trial gets underway? Well, firstly, it's going to be an incredibly intense and emotional proceeding. The death of his two friends is undoubtedly a tragic situation, and there will likely be a lot of raw feelings expressed in the courtroom. The prosecution is going to try to paint Melly as a cold-blooded killer who murdered his friends for personal gain. They'll likely highlight evidence like surveillance footage, cell phone data, and gunshot residue to try to prove their case. Expect them to really lean into the narrative that Melly is a rapper who killed his friends. On the flip side, Melly's defense team is going to argue that the evidence is circumstantial and that he's being unfairly targeted because of his fame and the lyrics in his songs. They'll probably try to poke holes in the prosecution's timeline and theorize about other possible suspects. The defense may also try to humanize Melly and get the jury to see him as a young man caught up in a tragic situation rather than a cold-blooded killer. One X factor that could play a big role is the potential testimony of Cortlen YNW Bortlen Henry, Melly's co-defendant. Henry initially faced the same charges as Melly, but he ended up striking a deal with prosecutors to testify against Melly in exchange for a reduced sentence. His testimony could be crucial, but it remains to be seen how credible he will be viewed by the jury. As for the potential outcomes, well, this is a very serious case with life or death stakes for Melly. If convicted, he could be sentenced to life in prison or even the death penalty. The prosecution is going for the jugular, and they seem determined to put Melly away for a very long time.